So good morning, everyone. My name is Yasmin, and today I will guide this conversation. So Talk and Talk is a platform where we come to communicate in English, Spanish, French, and also Italian. So here is a safe place to practice your speaking skills. We are not here to judge you, but to help you. So while we are talking, we don't correct each other. So we can start introducing ourselves. So, Juliana, can you start introducing yourself?
Yes, I can. I'm Juliana. I'm living in Belo Horizonte. But I always said I can live anywhere. I'm a lawyer in data protection, and I'm journalist too. And I like to study English and German too. But at the moment, English is my priority. I think that's all for the moment.
Very good. Thank you so much for sharing about you. And you, Sarah.
Hey, morning. I'm Sarah, live in Inglês. I've been working here as a freelancer instructor in English. I like to dance in my free time. I'm trying to exercise often, like 5 days a week. And I am a dog person, so I would like to have this pet here with me. That's it.
Very good. Thank you so much, Sarah. And what about you, Ricardo?
Well, I'm Ricardo. I live at São Vicente. This is a small city of São Paulo state. I love watch movies, hang out with my friends and family. I'm married. I have a daughter. That's it. I'm here again. Try to learn English.
Very good. And what about you, Bruna?
Hello, everyone. I'm Bruna. I live in Brasilia. I'm married. I have 2 sons. I love practice workout. I love to do in my free time dance like Sarah and ride a bike at the park. And I have three tattoo. One here, the other here, and a flower on the ankle. And let me see more. That's it, I think.
Very good. Thank you so much, Bruna. Hello, Luis. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. And how about you?
I'm pretty good. Is it not your first time here, right?
Right.
Okay, so can you introduce yourself for us?
Okay, my name is Luis. I have 28. I'm living in Minas Gerais, in a small city called Martin Campos. I've been working with IT. I like to ride a bike. I like dogs. And that's it. I like to be here to improve my English too.
Very good. Thank you so much for sharing about you. So now we can start our conversation, and today we'll talk about security or invasion of privacy. And the first question is, should an years-old child have a cell phone? Do you agree? Why or why not? Because I totally disagree with this. I have like some people in my family that they accept this, but I don't think it's correct. And because of like the child can be addicted to this, to the cell phone, but also because of our vision too. Like I have a cousin that he is wearing glasses and he is like 3 years old, but because of the cell phone. So, and what about you, Bruna? What is your opinion?
Well, I think it depends. For example, in my case, for my sons, I think it's very necessary and special for my little son. he is 12, and I think I give to him a cell phone. He was, let me see, 9, maybe 9. Today he used the cell phone for communicating with us, of course, to play games and saw the other and see watch the video, TikTok, some things. But I control for the time, the access. I think it's very important this. And he used it to communication special because he take on the bus to go to the school and come back, and it's necessary to communicate because I'm worried if he doesn't put in the group, the WhatsApp, mom, I'm go, mom, I think it's very important for me.
But like, how old is he?
12.
Oh, okay. But like, what do you think about like a child that is 1 year old?
No, I think
Yeah.
it's not necessary. It's necessary for the father, for the parents, no, because I don't have time to take care for the children, for example, and you put the cell phone on the hand because it's possible to distract them. It's a distraction for the child. It's common for the parents, I think. It's not necessary. It's common for only the parents.
Yeah, I think like some parents they really use this because they don't have time. So, and what do you think, Sarah?
Yeah, I have a similar vision. I don't believe that it's necessary to have a cell phone. Sometimes, of course, your kid is in a different place, like a daycare, but you have the numbers of the people who work there. I think it makes more sense, and I feel like it could be harmful for this kid to have the cell phone all the time and using to watch a lot of videos, and it's addicting. As adults, we can get addicted to cell phones, and kids and babies even could be worse, in my opinion. So I wouldn't give the cell phone to a 1-year-old kid.
Yeah, I think like even as an adult, it's difficult for us like to have control. Yeah, so like for a baby is even harder. And what about you, Luis?
Well, I agree with all you. I think that years old child shouldn't have cell phone, right? Because I think that they should play soccer, ride a bike, something like this, all right? But it's very hard to control, I think. With more than 10 years, maybe they could have because these bring advantages, and that's it.
Yeah, and like as some parents, they don't have time, so it will be difficult like to control these two, what they are watching. So
Yes, it's very difficult, but I think that could have some apps that the parents could control the time, maybe the content that the children are, all right? Not exactly monitor, but just control, all right?
mhm.
Control could be a good option to avoid the kids to watch some bad things.
Yeah, yeah, very good. And you, Ricardo, what do you think?
Well, I don't know. Sometimes my camera is off, was off. Sometimes it's not necessary, but it's common nowadays. Is put the children under pressure, For example, my child, all of friends, her friends have cell phones and not my daughter. And but depends on the situation. I believe that is cell phones is like other things. For example, a knife. A knife could be used to cut a bread and share for another person, but it's possible to kill someone. And okay, you could give a cell phone for your son, but it's necessary to pay attention because there are a lot of problems, a lot of dangers in this situation. So it's necessary you check everything all the time, and most parts of the persons don't have this availability. So is I agree some parts because is an entertainment. It's possible to help children and schools and other things, but there are limits. It's not, in my opinion, it's not good when the people. Well, I could notice a lot of situations, and the parents have would you like to have a free time where it's possible to relax, and they gave a cell phone, and the children pass all day just put your face in the cell phone. That's I believe that's part. A lot of people tell about the technology, so but apparently the things start to go to that direction that the robots, softwares, intelligence artificial take place. And I believe that in the future, when the things it's a reality in the future, probably the human interactions became more necessary, because it's not it's necessary to do enough anything. I don't know, because apparently every kind of action is made by robots, softwares, and other things. So in this case, the human interaction became more necessary and more valorizada, valuable. I don't know. And this, I believe that this situation could don't bring good instructions to children could interaction better. So in the future, maybe. And I watched some news about England and others countries that there are classes, there are public speech classes and the theater classes because of this promote this interaction. So I believe that's this opposite, in my opinion, this thing. Sorry for I talk a lot.
No, it's okay. Like, I think, like you said that your daughter like doesn't have a cell phone, and I always remember what my mother said, like, "Oh, you are not everybody," So to have a cell phone, and I think it's important, like when you give a cell phone to a child, they understand what they can do and what they can't. So
Yeah,
and you,
my the grandmother, the both grandmothers from my side and the wife sides gave a cell phones for her because they buy a new one and gave the old one for my daughter, and it's not possible to don't accept that. But I try to control this situation.
yeah, very good. And you, Juliana.
For me, I think Child don't need a cell phone, but the screen, today the screen, it's a new game, it's a new toys for children, and I don't agree with this education. I think if you have a child, you need to spend time to take care of your child. Cell phone, it's not father. Cell phone, it's not mother. I think this.
Yeah, very good. And like talking about this, I think we can go to the next one. Like, how old were you when you received your first cell phone? So, Juliana, do you remember?
I'm not received. I'm working and I buy for my first cell phone. Okay, I'm 17 years old.
Oh, very good. And like, why did you buy? Like, did you buy to use for what?
I'm buy for for search job for search a job for this.
Very good. Yeah, I think it's really different because like I received like a cell phone. I think I was, don't know, 10 years old, and my parents didn't control what I saw. So, and it was just possible like to send SMS. So so I just talked to my friends. And what about you, Luis?
Well, I don't remember exactly, but could be something between 10 and 12 years when I received my first cell phone, but was not exactly my cell phone. It was a home cell phone, all right? Because everyone here at home used that cell phone when we travel, when you go out, something like this, all right? And that's it. In that moment, the cell phone are coming. All right. The other children are starting to use something like this.
Yeah, like everyone had one, so you wanted to have two. Yeah.
Yes.
So to not feel like alone. And what about you, Bruna?
Well, I gave my cell phone. Oh, I received my first cell phone by my boyfriend. I was 17, I think. So 17, I was already in the college. Yes, that's it. And I think it's not necessary in this moment to control by my parents because I don't know. I think it's don't receive. I don't look anything in the internet. And in the moment I have 17, I think it's not necessary to control all things that I looking for. I think that's it.
Yeah, and I think like at this age we have things that we just talk to our friends, yeah. And like we have
Yeah,
secrets, so
that's it.
and you, Sarah.
I remember I was 13. My godmother gave me a cell phone. It was good because she didn't have kids at the time, so I was her kid, you know. uh, and yeah, I remember I didn't have internet on the cell phone, so I only used to play games. Sometimes somebody called me, but it was rare, you know. So it's kind of makes sense that I didn't have this. My parents asking all the time, "Oh, what you are doing?" Because I didn't have this many options, so it was really nice. I felt like I was included in the group because everybody had cell phones, so it felt great for me.
Yeah, I was while you were talking, I was remember like when I didn't have a cell phone, I used it to go to Orelhão to call my friends. So, and nowadays I can't see like near my house. So I think nowadays it's really important like to have a cell phone. And so,
Yes, me.
Bruna,
I
do
don't
you
know
wanna?
if you use the orelhão, public cell phone, public phone.
Yeah,
Yeah, do you use? Do you?
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
For
Okay.
for many years, like I went with my aunt. So like I spent like hours with her because she really loves to talk on cell phone. So she spent hours talking to her friends too.
Um,
And
do you
so
do you use only the card in the public
yeah,
the public phone?
yeah,
Because in my how do you say infância, ai, childhood.
childhood.
Childhood, in my childhood, I using the coins to put in the public phone. It's terrible because all the time passava direto, so terrible.
Yeah, I just remember about the card. Oh. And so, do you think there is a certain age to have a cell phone? So, Bruno, we can start this one with you. What do you think?
Well, I don't know if a certain age to have a cell phone. It's depend for the priority for the parents, maybe. In my case, it's like I said, it's very important, but I think it's necessary to control all the time. Maybe it's possible to give a cell phone for a child with maybe 9 years old. I think it's a good age. In the last age, maybe you only borrow your cell phone for the child for a moment, not all the time the children use the cell phone. I think that's it. I think it's don't have a certain age.
Yeah, I don't know if there is like a certain age too. Maybe when you know that your child have maturity to deal with this. So, what do you think, Juliana?
I agree with Bruna. I think depends the needs, the family, the maturity, the child, and the relatives. I don't know. I think it's not a specific age, but like Bruna said, I agree. It's necessary to follow the things the child do and receiving their cell phone.
Yeah, like I was watching a video from a mother that she has like a child that she's I think 6 years old, and she was talking that all her friends know how to dance TikTok songs, and she doesn't know because she doesn't have a cell phone. And she was like really sad because of this, and like her mother didn't give to her a cell phone, but she was trying to learn how to dance some TikTok songs to teach to her. So I think it was really nice this. And you, Luis.
Well, I think that there isn't a specific age because we need to follow the maturity of the child, all right? It's a little bit hard because this can help in some cases. Sometimes you need to know where is your son, and the phone could help with this, but sometimes they could be very young to use this without limits, maybe. All right, and it's very hard. It's very easy to say, oh, I will do this, I will do that with my son. My son will do just this, but it's very hard on practical situations, I think.
Yeah, I think we say a lot of things that we will not do if we have children, but when like the major part of the people that I talk, they told me that they did everything different. So I think it's different when you have. And you, Sarah.
Yeah, I don't believe there is a age that it should be this age and no questions asked, but I believe uh you should have an open communication with your kid so you can make this decision in a better way, So Bruna mentioned 9, maybe 9 is good, but depends on the lifestyle of the family. If the kids spend more time at home or in other places, the kid is more exposed. If she spends more time out, So 9, I think 9 could be a start, but less than 9 for me, it could be messy, especially with the internet, a lot of people with bad intentions, and sometimes kids are curious, not sometimes, always, they are curious and they are really exposed. So maybe not less than 9 years old. And yeah, you always talking with the kids and make sure they understand the risk of the internet and that you can help them to understand everything and to be safe, That's my opinion.
Yeah, maybe like at 9, but like to have a cell phone and not like social media. Yeah, I think it's like different, like to have a cell phone and to have like social media. And you, Ricardo, we are in the question number 4. Do you think there is a certain age to have a cell phone?
Sorry, I received a phone call and uh, well, yeah, there are a certain age, but not exactly a specific point. For example, 10 years, 11 years. Is depend. I believe that, for example, 7 years. I don't. I can't see a reason to kid receive a cell phone, for example, on this age. I told her, okay, it's possible to use the parent cell phone, for example, play a game or something like that. But the own cell phone from this child, I consider unnecessary, my opinion. I believe that it's sound like more clear for me after when the child arrive on the I forgot the name in English. Teenager is when the child became a teenager is more clear for me receive a cell phone, particularly because unfortunately on Brazil there are a lot of violence and so necessary, for example, sometimes call to the parents. That's so that's so sad. Né? My daughter, for example, your her school is, I don't know, it's take 3 or 4 minutes from my house, and but he went to the she goes to the school around 6 10 to 7 a.m. Né? In this time is there are a lot of problems on my city, so unfortunately I don't feel secure about it. So but when sometimes it's necessary she go alone, so in this case I like to receive a phone call or a message telling, oh, I arrived on my school. So unfortunately sometimes it's necessary for another situations too, né? But that's it.
Very good. Yeah, I think like when the child like start to go out alone, I think it's like a good age to give them a cell phone. So I think we can skip to number 6, like how parents could control what their children are seeing on the internet without being invasive. Like, do you think is it possible? So, Luis, let's start with you.
Well, I think that I don't want to see what my son is seeing, all right? I don't want to check all the content that they are seeing, but I want to ensure that they will not see something not good for his age, all right? Something like this. And I believe that there are some apps that could help on. There is some fiber on the internet connection that could help to control the content. All right, something like this. I really don't want to see, but I want to ensure that they are seeing something good for her age, his age. All right, and I would like to check that my sons. It's very hard, but do not pass a long time on the cell phone. All right, I think that in some age they could use TikTok, learn how to dance, but I would like that he could do other things like play soccer, swim, something like this. All right, ride a bike, read books. I think that this could be good to balance the activities between cell phone, because all the other childs will have cell phone. My sons will want to have, because other, I don't know when I would have son, what kind of device, but he will want to have a device that the other child have, of course. But I would like that to balance the activities, all right? Something like this.
Yeah, I think this is something that we can talk like with the child, like really about the content that they can consume. So I think conversation is a nice way to, so like to show them that you really believe in them. So and you, Juliana.
So I don't have solution for this, but I know there are apps the parents can see all the things the child do in the cell phone. I know a woman, she sometimes she's take the phone, her son, and say it for her son. today are you looking for your cell phone? She's not determining the day, or all Sunday are you looking for your cell phone? No, she's surprised. She's surprised, and they check the messages. Who this person? I don't know. I think it's necessary. Because, for example, the school recognize they use their cell phone, but ask for activities for use cell phone. It's no make sense. It's important for children and the teenagers use a cell phone. The society requires all the time.
Yeah, I think it's really difficult. I don't know. I think it's good, like to make this like as a surprise, because if they are hiding something, you will know, because they will not. Oh, okay. On Saturday, my mom will check my cell phone, so I need to remove some things, you know. So, and you, Ricardo, what do you think?
Sorry, could you tell me the question number? Sorry.
Yeah, is the number, let me just check, is the number 6, how parents could control what their children are seeing on the internet without being invasive.
It's not possible, I believe. I believe that is, yeah, sometimes is necessary. Unfortunately, there are some circumstances. For example, if you block everything and just let the games or others functions, okay. But unfortunately, it's necessary, because particularly in our country, I don't know what happened, but the insecurity sensation is so big, because, well, I I watch or listen so bad news on the communications ways. There are, for example, drug dealer receive back a helicopter, and that's so difficult to understand situations like that. Certainly, I'm not expert in laws, so, but for me, is I'm not, how do you say it? For me, is a common. I have just a common knowledge about laws. For example, it's hard to explain for a foreigner, for example, well, what happened? The is a drug dealer that's released, and they don't and they didn't come back to the jail because he escaped, and now this drug dealer receive all things that you use, that about use the money from drugs, and that's impossible to understand situations like that in Brazil. So these circumstances occurs a lot. For example, prisoners on jail continue commit crimes. So is you have a decision, you have a choice. So unfortunately, until certain age is necessary, you are an invasive person. Unfortunately, is necessary until you notice that your child is more mature and they became more responsible for something, and don't be so naive, because it's part of it's normal, no? Is the children is naive person, and so, and unfortunately, and it's necessary, you don't be a naive person on Brazil, no? It's I was telling in another meeting, and before this, no, 8 o'clock, there are some situations in Brazil that you, for example, you are stolen, and for example, you use a cell phone, and someone harbor you, and the first question is, what happened? This thing occurs. It's like it's like sound like you are a wrong person. What happened? I was walking the street and used the cell phone. What? You are you using the cell phone on the street? It's not possible, my friend. You deserve this thing. So, well, okay, I use the cell phone. I receive a phone call, and my cell phone rang, and I was walking on the streets. For example, I is part of my shift on the job, but fortunately, as a person commits this crime. So in this case, you became the wrong person. You sound like a thief, and the other guy is take advantage. So that's really particular, because the policy, the first policy, give tips, advice like that. Okay, my friend, don't use a cell phone on the streets because it's not secure. It's in my opinion, is a completely fault. It's a completely wrong. The state don't provide the security for us. So in this case, it's unfortunately, and including things like that, the hackers and other things. The guys do a lot of crimes, and they don't occur anything. Particularly if you notice someone kill another person and they don't occur anything. This guy uh, uh, stay on the jail during 5 years, for example, maybe less. So unfortunately, it's necessary you pay attention and be an invasive person.
Very good. And you, Bruna?
Oh my gosh. I think I'm very strict person with my sons, because I think I'm not being invasive, invasive, invasive when I pick up the phone and start to look to check, because I think it's my rule with parents. I need to control all the time, not sometimes, all the time. I need to control this, because like Ricardo said, they are naive, and they don't have the maturity enough to know what is wrong, what is right, who person is so good for him. And I think I need to control this. And like Ju said about the woman, when I want, I pick up the cell phone and I start to check and something, the internet, the social media. But it's difficult nowadays because have a lot of apps to block the check the parent. I don't know. It's difficult. It's both. Sometimes no. Okay, this weekend you don't use the WhatsApp, but have the other, the Telegram, the other social media that's possible to speak, to talk with his friends, and have the app to block the have the names to parents control the app to the parent control the time, some things like this, and it's have the other app to block this. So sometimes it's difficult when the when have the um, AI. Nowadays it's very difficult. My son is 18, 18, no, 17, 18, yeah, 18 years old. So he knows about many things of the technology. So nowadays it's very difficult to control, and I think it's not necessary to control all the time. Sometimes I pick up the cell phone and look something, but I know that he knows any other technology, and it's necessary. If necessary, he block me the access. This is difficult.
Yeah, like teenagers are so smart, so they really knows how to do this. Um, so I think we can go to the last one. Oh, or the number 10, like, do you remember something that your parents always said to you when you needed to go out in a way to protect yourself? So, Juliana, do you remember like a phrase?
No, honestly, I don't remember.
Because like my mother always told me like, oh, don't talk to strangers. Like when you are walking on the street. No. Okay. And you, Bruna, do you remember?
Yes, all the time my mother said for me, look for the, I don't know how do you say this, safadeza. Look for the safadeza. Don't dance like boquinha da garrafa, something like this. Because the men all the time look for you, it's a problem. And I think my mother more worry about the sex problem and not the assaults, rob, something like the security specific like this, I think. I don't
Yeah.
know if it common in this time in my how childhood, because I don't know if it common. It's possible. I took it on the first time that I took on the bus. I only 10 years old, and I was only 10 years old. It's common here in Brasilia, and nowadays, when my son took the bus, oh my gosh, he 11 years old. Oh my gosh, you are crazy because it's very danger. You don't have conscience about this. No, I think it's necessary. And in the past, I don't know if we common the security about the secret, dangers about the secret.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, like I use it to hear like some things, well, like these two that you said. And what about you, Luis?
Well, I don't remember something exactly, but my parents always said a lot of things. Last week, for example, last weekend, I traveled to another city. It was a big city that I've never been there. And my parents said a lot of things. Oh, take care of yourself, take care where you go, take care of your money, your pocket, your cell phone, something like this, all right? And always take blusa de frio. I don't know how to say, but something like this. I went to a very hot city, but They all said, oh, take a blusa de frio, I don't know, a coat, something like this, all right?
Yeah, very good. Yeah, this is something that my grandmother always said to me. So, and you, Ricardo, do you remember?
Remember what? I'm sorry. Remember something? Yeah.
Something, yeah, something that your
About
parents
my
said.
parents. Okay, okay. Uh, well, a lot of phrases, a lot of common phrases about parents. Né? Take your coat, take the umbrella, pay attention about drugs, about I don't know. Oh, go back earlier. A lot of a lot of phrases. Né? If you don't return until certain hour, you let you outside or something like that. Né?
Yeah, very good. Like many things that we can remember.